Hi dear friends, how are you? Today I am here with a new exciting video which is the next full stack application built using an AI tool I've already told you about. I'll also define it in the playlist description. I'll share the link related to this. And the coding agent we have is FreeBuff. We'll work using FreeBuff. So for that, we've already built a Next.js project through which we'll work further. Now, why did I build that project? The reason is that if we give AI the basic structure of our project, it works much better because the AI understands what structure you want to work on or what structure you want to give using which tags so that it can follow your structure and do the next task. Here you can see this is a Next.js project. Many things are mentioned here. And first of all, in Next.js, you come to the package.json file. The package.json file will handle building and running the project. Along with this, TanStack React Query has been used. TanStack React Query for the front end will be used for caching so that if you hit any API or make any server side call, you can also cache it so that it can be easily called on the client side. After this, tRPC will be used here. Basically, we'll mainly follow the tRPC structure and do standard and optimized work through tRPC. There is a tRPC client and a tRPC server. If you want a video related to tRPC, an in-depth video, please do comment so a deep dive video can be made on it. How we can structure a large scale project with tRPC and use it easily. Inside tRPC there is a TanStack React Query package. We'll install that too. Then there's the Axios library which we'll install. Along with that, we'll use SuperJSON so that data can be converted to JSON through SuperJSON. The rest of the work will be the same because I'm using TypeScript here. So for using TypeScript, you can see in-depth dependencies, types, node types, React types, React DOM types. All these are for TypeScript, so their types can be defined. So this is our package.json file. Now with this package file, go to the terminal, click new terminal and type npm install and then enter. So all our packages get installed. So the packages have been installed and you can see nothing went wrong. There is a global.d.ts file. In this, TypeScript types or type errors that are env errors are defined globally, so we don't get errors. ESLint is created automatically when you create a Next.js application. A folder called types has been created. All types will be defined in it, but it hasn't been used yet. It's kept to tell the AI that you'll use it. Then tRPC, this is very important. We mainly need to focus on it because through this we'll set up all the backend and everything. Let's see how we'll set it up. The main thing to look at first is the init.ts file. In init.ts we create the tRPC context. tRPC context means the context API you may have used or the React hook use context which is used globally to use data anywhere in the application. Similarly, in tRPC, the tRPC context is being used. You can see caching using React's caching method. We are building the tRPC context so you can store data in cache and also use it on the client side later. You can see that through tRPC server, we are initializing and creating tRPC in which we said the transformer will be SuperJSON which will format data in JSON format. And then here's the router. We have just created a basic tRPC router. We'll use it further. Once tRPC was created, we called t.router, its function. Along with that, we also called the caller factory. And then the third one is the procedure. The procedure, you save it in a base procedure. Procedure means you have a public procedure or an admin procedure or a super admin procedure or a protected procedure. Any procedure can be yours. In this I used use. Use is the middleware in any case. If we use Node.js or Next.js, here use acts as middleware, and then Next because Next is also Next.js middleware. Now, why was the auth server session called? Basically, I called the auth server session because I've already implemented Next.auth here. This is Next.auth. These are its auth options. There are some settings which are the login methodology. I've mentioned it here. But you can see that calling the login API, I've kept a sample API here, and later we get work done with AI to build a blogging application or any application. So here, since we're doing it through AI, you can also do services. You can build anything. You can create your full stack application here because we have to get work done through AI. The basic structure has been given. Here you can see data is being returned. Basic data returns in the callback. From the callback, it transfers to sessions. After transferring to sessions, your data is stored in the session and it keeps getting called all over the application. Get server session is Next.js, Corte's own function used for server side calls. So I use that, the session came, and then sessions type will use Next.auth's own type. Along with that, if the session has no user, it will generate an unauthorized authorization error. If the role is not in the session or if it's not a super admin or admin role, this will also be generated because we are creating an admin procedure here. So these procedures are basically a restriction on calling and blocking the API anywhere. On the client side, the client calls all the calls above are visible. I again told you that if you need tRPC in more detail, I'll make a separate video on tRPC. But for now, it's just a structure. I've kept some comments here which you can use to see what's been done on the client side. So here is the client side work, and along with that, some things have been set up on the server side too. Like hydration dehydration errors are very common in Next.js. To tackle that, the hydrate client was used so that when data came from server side to client side in props, it was generating dehydration errors. To control hydration errors, we'll use this. Similarly, here is preface. We'll call the preface function when as soon as you use preface, this will store the server side data in cache on the server side, and after storing in cache you can call it from anywhere on the client side easily. So this is your query client. Query client means for queries from the client, the default options it has, there are queries, it gets dehydrated or hydrated. This is used to tackle that thing. As you can see, these are types. In the tRPC context, what user will be available, what should be inside the user, this has been mentioned here. And then mainly you have routes like what we saw, that in init above it was defined. You can see create tRPC context and tRPC was initialized there, and then router you can see create trpcr router. All routes, user routes, blog routes, any other routes you need will be mentioned here. So this is the work of routes, and inside these routes the route created is the user route. So here as you will see in the routers folder, everything will already be built. I've already defined types in them and written the name as tRPC router and imported the tRPC router we created get users because all users need to be fetched. Only the admin does that. So I call the admin procedure. If I come here, you can see the admin procedure I told you about earlier is called here, and then types are defined for what should be passed in input. And then when hitting the API, you can see the entire thing gets called and you get the result. And then there's one more setup you have to do. Going into the app, inside API, you need to set up tRPC so that it can be easily called. on server side or anywhere else. This API tRPC setup will all work. You must do this because this gets written inside the server side API. You'll use this only if you write this will you get access to the tRPC folder. Otherwise you won't get access. Just like this, you also have auth, which is Next.js auth. I told you everything about auth options, but where is it being called? Here it's being called on this route which is built for next auth. This is being used for authentication. So this is our basic structure that is being used. This includes tRPC and I've explained all of this. And this basic structure, there's API, and then inside API there are pages. On the first page I called prefetch. You know what prefetch is? Prefetch because this is the home page, page.tsx server side. We call prefetch because this is a server side call. So I want to store it in cache. I've already explained this. It's built inside tRPC server. As you can see, tRPC, I called tRPC, then users.get users. What is dot users and dot get users? Inside the user route, get users is built, called it. And after calling it, what needed to be passed in queries like page and limit were passed, and this will come and store in cache. Dehydrate client, I've already told you that we use dehydrate client on the server to avoid hydration issues. No need to pass data in props. When you come to the client side, you have to call tRPC like this, use tRPC, which I created on the client side. And using this tRPC, you can make a single call here, or how to make multiple calls. Or you have to call use suspense query, which will be from TanStack React Query, and it will bring the cache data. And for single data, call this. If you have prefetched multiple, use the array method. Through this, you will be able to call it. So that's done. And along with this, there are some services. I think you won't need those right now. I'll tell you about them later. So this is our basic structure that has been built. Now we'll go ahead and use FreeBuff to develop the application. For this, first of all, as I told you earlier, we'll use the AI coding agent, that is FreeBuff. In FreeBuff, you just need to enter right here. If you don't know how to use it, you need to watch my previous video whose link will be mentioned in the description. Watch it, and it's very simple. Your work will be done with a single command. So here, whenever you do this for the first time, it takes you to download because this is for GitHub attachment. And we're getting two options now. Earlier we had only one option. Now there are two options. It's up to you whether you want to use DeepSeek V4 Flash or Gemini 2.5. This is multimodal. You can use it smart and fast. This is free of cost. They're giving a 1 hour session here. Okay. So this came for us. After this, I've tried a prompt here. I want to develop a Next.js blogging web app using Prisma with MongoDB 6.9 inches because Prisma doesn't work with MongoDB 7.8 and above. That's why I mentioned the version. Further, tRPC and TanStack React Query. Features to implement include authentication and authorization, which will be with Prisma adapter and MongoDB. Further, what else? Google Auth. If you want to enable Google Auth, fine. Otherwise, nothing else. It's not a big deal. We can accept manual login too. Further, implement middleware and tRPC procedure. I've already implemented the tRPC procedure. I told you. Further, public blog. The home page will come in public blog, grid, and then list of published posts will come. Implement infinite scroll and pagination using tRPC and TanStack React Query on the client side. After this, post detail. Obviously, with Slug, we'll get all results. Renders the content using React Markdown. You can use React Markdown or you can use the one called Remark. display author info and comments. Further tags will be mentioned in it. Along with that, there's an author dashboard. What will be in the author dashboard? You can create or edit posts with slug, title, and content as well, which will work with text or markdown. Along with this, you'll manage posts, data table listing the author's posts. The author's post can be edited and deleted. Comment management will be added. And then interaction features client components. Further, commenting. Authenticated users can leave comments on published posts. Simple, any anonymous user can't comment. Only an authorized user will comment. Use tRPC mutation and invalidate the post comments. And all this came, the last thing is strict rules for code generation. In this, no placeholder comments like placeholder here, ensure type safety so that any type is not used anywhere. Proper error handling for tRPC should be there. Comment paradigm default to React server components, only use client when you need it. In Next.js, it often happens that use client is used everywhere in page.tsx files. What shouldn't be used should be kept server side. Use Zod for validation. So all this is my prompt that I had kept. I'll pass this prompt here. After passing it, it will develop things for us. Then we'll test, check what has been built. If anything needs to be changed, we'll focus on that too. One more thing is compulsory to mention here. Please focus on my project structure. OK, and then enter. I'll also provide you my default initial structure. The GitHub will also be available. And after that, what gets generated will also be made available. I've again mentioned that when we look at it in a full stack project, again, we'll use tRPC so we can deliver our work well. So here our application has been built. You can see if you come to tRPC in the app, I have already told you the routes will be available. Here it also built the auth router, user router, post router, tags router, comments, likes, and bookmark router. If you go to the auth router, you have registration in which the base procedure is available. Similarly, if you close that and go to users, here there's admin procedure because all users are being fetched. So admin procedure runs. Along with it, get user by ID. To get user details, the admin needs to delete a user and then update user role. All this is mentioned here. And along with this, about posts, get post, published posts are mentioned here, which are calls. You can see base procedure, meaning they can be called publicly. Along with that, at the bottom, get post by slug. This is also base because it should be called publicly. Create post, only the author can do it. Like a registered authorized user can create a post. And then update post can be done. Similarly, at the bottom, delete post. The authorized user who created the post can only do it. And then get my posts. Obviously, only the logged in user will do this. And then get all posts. Only the admin has access to get all posts. Nobody else has access. So these are the procedures. And then now one more thing to see, since we have auth, you can see the author's procedure is now also mentioned. Similarly, tags related, post related, likes related, and comments related. All this I told you. If you want regarding tRPC, I'll make a detailed video explaining how this work happened. And along with tRPC, if you go into the app, in pages, you can see a single prefetch that we used. Now it's called get published posts by name through prefetch query. This is basically available inside the router, which is built in tRPC. And then get all, what to get all of. Here you can see these are your tags. Exactly. So tags have been prefetched. If we come here, you can see suspense query, which I've already defined through this. It called everything and the work is done. This is our home page. Let's run it once to see, since we've set up everything and it's all built. So the .env file has next.envs added. Along with that, sessions are added. And then for development, because obviously we are in development, we haven't deployed yet. And along with this, you need to add the MongoDB URL here. To add the MongoDB URL, you'll come to MongoDB Atlas. After coming to Atlas, go to the home page and then create your new project. New project is blogging with AI. Okay. And then let's create the project. After creating, let's see what's next. Okay, here let's create a cluster. Without a cluster, it can't work. And you have to select free cluster for now. A free cluster will survive quite a long time. Later, when needed, you will move it to paid. Username, you can use this. Password, I'll use one. And then create database user and choose connection method, in which you'll select drivers. And then after selecting drivers, you have a URL, which is the Atlas URL. Copy it and go to the database network access. In database network access, inside IP list, delete this IP that was mentioned before and add 0.0.0 and confirm it, because public access, your database can be publicly accessed. That's why this was done. And the URL you copied, you just need to paste it here because this is development. So we'll mention development. Okay. And for now, this work is done.
Next, open the terminal. After opening the terminal, because we were in Prisma, let's check what happened in Prisma. Let's go to Prisma here, and in this Prisma, you can see user and then hash password, image, verified email. All this is mentioned here. Along with this, you can see there's account. After account, sessions are being maintained, verification tokens are added. Further, there's post. Post will be created. Along with this, there are tags. Tags have a relation with post. A post can have multiple tags, and a tag can have multiple posts. So it's a many to many relation. Post tag, a separate table is created which will handle both. After that are comments, then likes, and then bookmarks. All this schema has also been generated. So when the schema is generated for Prisma, what we need to do is run npx Prisma generate. After running npx Prisma generate, it has been generated. And then we'll do db push, so the database gets the reflection. So here we got an error. The error says Prisma schema, Prisma file environment variable not found. Okay, environment variable not found means in our .env file. Okay, you need to name it like this. The name should be database URL. After this, our work should be done. Let's see. You can see exactly this will reflect your schema inside the Atlas database. So it's generated successfully. Let's go to our cluster. Click to browse collections. Go to development. In development, you can see all the models or collections that were in Prisma's schema are now mentioned here. So up to here, that happened. After this, let's run the project npm run dev. After npm run dev, let's go to localhost 3000. Localhost, okay, perfectly here. Our blogging app is showing just the text because obviously we are not signed in. So let's click on sign in. Actually, let's not sign in. Let's create one.
Obviously, we don't have any user yet, so I'll add Mehtab. Email is mehdabkazi5 at gmail.com. Okay, actually, let's use this itself. Let's do Mehdab Kazimi. Password, you can keep anything for your security. Exactly, you can see created sign in is done because when I signed in as a user, not as an admin. So now what do? Come to posts. In posts, published and draft, no post here. Come to create post. In create post, you can create any post. My first post and the slug, you can see my first post slug generated from title. Slug is generated from the title. Further here, give a short description. Here I'll go to lorem ipsum. On lorem ipsum, you have dummy content. Use some lorem ipsum, this description, a short description. Let's paste it here and then go to the long description, add it here. Fine. Same thing. You'll add tags, AI, enter, AI, and then coding agent, and then next. Yes, like this. So this is how it will be created. Then click to create the post. It's created successfully. You can see that it's in draft status. And why did the post come in draft? Let's look at that too. As you know, we are not admin. Let's go towards becoming admin. So here I'll log out. After logging out, let's create an admin at gmail.com. Password should be the same. I'll use some password. Okay, email is invalid. Okay, let's do admin now. Okay, email and password. Okay, because obviously you have to sign up and that doesn't exist. So let's make the user admin. Email, let's just do admin. Password, you can keep anything. Okay, and then create password. Okay, fine. This got created. But now I'll go to the database. Same thing. If you also go to the schema once, you'll understand more easily that the user being created here, you can see user's role is a string, and when you log in, your role becomes author. But here I need the role to be admin, not author. Here you can see admin is used in quite a few places. So I'll use admin as the role. Come here, go to users, and in users, okay, fetching documents. Here you can see two users, both are authors. But let's update this, and this user will become admin. The user you created with the admin name, log out and log in again so it can show. So here we go admin and then enter. After entering, your admin dashboard came because it's now admin. Okay, here admin dashboard. Exactly, here you click on dashboard. You're on the dashboard now. Now sign in. Let me sign in with Mithab's name and then sign in. After signing in, posts are available, but the status is showing draft. That's why we're doing this. Here you can see there's a delete option. Click on delete. So this should get deleted. Exactly perfect. It's deleted. Now again, I'll create a post like my first post. My first post and slug should be same, generated from the title.
expected same. Here I'll add a short description, and then this long description, add it in here. Fine. Same, you'll add tags AI and then coding agent, and publish set to true, create post. After the post is created, hopefully your post is now displaying on the home page too. Exactly perfect. You can see these tags and all this is displaying, and this tag filter is also working. Coding agent was searched, so we have one post against that tag. Just click on the post. When you click on post, your post detail page opens, and then there are comments. After comments, I like it. After liking, the like happened. I double clicked accidentally. So here let's see exactly. Refresh and check. You can see your like is happening. It means your like functionality is also performing. Save data, save the post. Save means you've added it to favorites. Refresh. You can see the post is coming in favorites too. If I unfavorite it, it gets unfavorited. It means this is also working. Okay, please comment yes, 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 and then post comment. After clicking post comment, exactly, your comment has been posted. On refresh, you can check once more, comment is posted. But you can see here it's showing a delete option. Delete is showing because it's your comment. So if I log out, after logging out, let's see the post. Inside the post, you can see comments. There's absolutely no delete option. If you click here, you will get a login prompt because this can't work without login. Okay. Then here, login with admin, the one I created. Okay, fine. Here, let's go to the home page to see now the user is logged in. Here you can see exactly. Now you click. After clicking, 2 likes happened exactly. So here comment okay, add an okay comment, and then here you have 2 comments. So this is one post and its detail, and you can see coding agent. These filters are also running. This is the user, this is the dashboard, and then go to its comments. The comments should be displaying here. So because this admin has no posts, no comments are displaying. Comments for a post should display. Go to methods post, here you will get it. So here you have the post. In post you have a published post. Let's see comments. Which comments exactly? You can see comments have come. These are on this post. If you click, you can also go to the post detail. So there's a delete option here. If you press the delete button here, it can delete. Whoever's post it is, they can also delete it. So this deletion also happened for you, and up to here you can see view all, on published, on draft. These filters are also working. So up to here, this project, the blogging application, your full stack application with database has been created.
The purpose of telling you this was to show how you can run your full stack application with a single command through AI. That's all for now. The rest, whatever your opinion is, please mention it in the comments so that accordingly next projects can also be developed. Until then, take care of yourself.